Scientists gave it a name they don't give lightly: the Doomsday Glacier. Right now, while you're watching this, it is coming apart at the bottom of the world. A wall of ice the size of Florida, failing from the inside in total silence. You won't feel it, you won't hear it, but it has already begun. And the people who study it have stopped asking whether it collapses. They only argue about when, and about how much of America goes underwater when it does. Its real name is Thwaites, and what's happening to it isn't a forecast for some distant century. It's a collapse that has already started in a place almost no one will ever see. By the end of this, you'll understand why this single glacier could redraw the coastline of the United States, and why the most terrifying part is a line we may have already crossed without knowing it. Start with the thing that breaks the myth. For most of history, we pictured glaciers melting the way an ice cube melts from the top in the sun. Thwaites doesn't melt like that. It melts from below. Warm ocean water, driven in by shifting currents, slides underneath the glacier, straight to the place where the ice lifts off the bedrock and begins to float. That hidden seam is called the grounding line, and it's the most important line on Earth you've never heard of. The warm water eats at it from beneath, hollowing the glacier out from the inside, while the surface still looks solid and white and eternal. So from above, nothing seems wrong. Below, the floor is being pulled out. When scientists finally sent a robot beneath the ice to look, a torpedo-shaped submarine lowered through a borehole. What it found was worse than the models feared. Warm water had already reached deeper and carved further than anyone expected. The glacier wasn't just melting, it was being undermined. But that's not the part that should scare you. This is. Thwaites is sitting on a trap. The bedrock beneath it doesn't slope down toward the ocean. It slopes the wrong way, inward, into the heart of the continent, into deeper and deeper water. And that changes everything, because as the grounding line retreats, the ice behind it sits in deeper water, which melts it faster, which makes it retreat further into water that's deeper still. It feeds itself. Scientists call it marine ice sheet instability, a runaway process that, once it truly begins, has no break. No cold winter reverses it. No treaty stops it. The shape of the ground itself guarantees the collapse only speeds up. And something is already cracking. In front of Thwaites floats a great shelf of ice, a natural buttress jammed against an underwater mountain, holding the whole glacier back like a hand braced against a door. In recent years, satellites caught that shelf splitting, diagonal fractures racing across it. Scientists described it like a windshield in the instant before it shatters. The cracks spreading, the whole thing capable of breaking apart in years, not centuries. When that buttress goes, the door swings open, and the ice behind it, ice that has sat still for thousands of years, begins to move toward the sea. Now hold on to something, because here is the part almost no one talks about. Some of this ice is already considered dead. Glaciologists have a chilling name for it: zombie ice. It's still there. It still looks like a glacier, but it's no longer fed by enough snowfall to replace what it loses. In every way that matters, it is already lost, just standing upright, waiting, walking dead on a planetary scale. And if you could stand on that ice, you would hear it. Microphones lowered into the glaciers pick up a constant, restless sound from far below. Groans, sharp cracks like rifle shots, deep booms as hidden masses shift and break. The ice is not silent, it is under strain, and it is talking. So let's answer the question that started all of this. What happens to America when Thwaites lets go? Thwaites by itself would raise global seas around 2 feet. Bad, but survivable. The real danger is what it's holding back. Behind it sits the entire West Antarctic Ice Sheet, and Thwaites is the keystone keeping it in place. Pull the keystone and the whole sheet becomes unstable, and that is roughly 10 feet of sea level rise, enough to put part of every coastal city in America underwater. And here's the cruel twist almost no one hears. That rise would not spread evenly across the planet. A mountain of ice that size has its own gravity. It actually pulls the ocean toward itself. When the ice vanishes, that pull releases and the water rushes away from Antarctica toward the far side of the world, toward North America, which means the eastern coast of the United States would be hit harder than the global average. New York, Miami, New Orleans, Norfolk. The American shoreline takes more than its share. A glacier most Americans couldn't find on a map would land hardest on American soil. So when does it happen? Ask 10 scientists, and you'll get 10 different answers. Some say the full loss of Thwaites is decades away. Others say a century or two, and those numbers keep getting shorter every time we look closer. But the floating buttress in front of it, the brace holding the door, that could fail in years, not the whole glacier. The thing keeping the whole glacier in place, and the West Antarctic sheet behind it. Even a partial collapse over the next 1 to 200 years is enough to raise the oceans by meters and erase coastlines we've lived on for all of human history. But the date was never the point. The point is the point of no return. The moment the self-feeding collapse becomes unstoppable, locked in, no matter what anyone does afterward. And the most disturbing thing about that moment is this: it doesn't announce itself. No crack of thunder, no headline the day it happens. The glacier would look exactly the same the day after as the day before, which leaves the one question the scientists who know this ice best genuinely cannot answer. The point of no return for Thwaites might still be decades away, or we may have already crossed it and just don't know it yet. And there's a reason this is the glacier we're showing you and not the next one, because Thwaites isn't alone. It's the first domino in a row that stretches across the whole frozen continent, each one braced against the next. The question was never whether ice can melt. The question is which one falls first, and what it drags down with it when it does.